I was born and brought up in Otado-Jibame community, says 31-year-old Julius Oladel, sitting with his feet burning on the hot sand strewn with broken glass, bamboo and corrugated iron sheets. They came in November 2016. They demolished all the houses in my community, including my own. My wife, my 2 children, all our things got burnt. We have nothing. The human rights group Amnesty International says Julius' story is just one of more than 30,000 people who were evicted last year from their waterfront homes in Nigeria's biggest city, Lagos, by the local authorities. Lagos is one of the world's megacities, defined as a densely populated city with more than 10 million people, and the state authorities are trying to tame its haphazard, rapid growth. Instead of rickety constructions of wood and corrugated iron, hastily thrown up to house the thousands of new arrivals that flock to the city in search of jobs and opportunities, the government wants upmarket hotels and office blocks, gleaming condos and luxury compounds for the rich. But that means moving the 70% of the city's population who live in informal settlements. Eyewitnesses say it was nearly midnight when residents of Otado-Jibame were woken by gunfire. Tear gas was used and homes were set alight. By daylight a bulldozer moved in. They were just shooting mercilessly, says Oladel. Nobody could wait, we had to run to the waterside, and that was where some people drowned and died. Among the dead was a pregnant mother found floating in the water, with another baby tied to her back. But the eviction in Otado-Jibame wasn't the last. Alit Avosatian, 68, was woken by the sound of bulldozers just before her eviction in the nearby Alubiran area in March this year. I saw it about to crush my house with me and my children inside, she says. I shouted, "They are killing me, they are killing me." She escaped alive but was injured. Mobile phone footage shows hundreds of people piling into canoes crammed with their belongings, looking on from the water as their homes were destroyed. A man was bundled into one canoe with his clothes soaked in blood, his head flopping as he passed out. Amnesty says he was Daniel Aya, who later died from a gunshot wound. More than 23 million people live in Lagos State, most of them in the city of the same name. Some have been there for nearly a century, but the state government says these homes need to be knocked down for environmental health reasons or because they are harboring criminals and illegal immigrants. To that, Oladel holds up his Nigerian voter's card. How can they say I'm not Nigerian? He asks. Claiming the people evicted were illegal immigrants is one way of getting other people to ignore what's going on because there's less sympathy for foreigners. Nigeria has recently emerged from a months-long recession, the result of the slump in global oil prices. But you wouldn't know it looking at the shiny glass office blocks and swish residential complexes being built in Lagos. Lagos is surrounded by water from the Atlantic Ocean to the south and the lagoon which gives it its name. A waterfront property is a property developer's dream.